What's up, y'all? It's your man Andre Rocks, aka Shegun Agwu, the American refugee. I'm coming to you live from my home in Oyibi, Ghana, West Africa. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The West African is back again. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying out new lines, so you guys let me know if you like that or not. Um, Huge announcement today. Huge announcement today on my case, and you guys are gonna love this. You guys are gonna love this, but first, I want to say why I keep giving you all updates. It's because you have been so supportive that I feel that you deserve to know everything that's going on with this case. As soon as I announced, a few weeks ago I told you that I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to bring this case to the United States Supreme Court because of the expense involved in bringing a case before the United States Supreme Court. And when I told you that, immediately my website blew up. You guys started buying the end qualified immunity t-shirts, and you started sending me letters and emails telling me how much you respected this and how we needed to take this case all the way, and how we had the ability to end qualified immunity in the United States of America, and don't throw away this opportunity. And I really appreciate that. I'm going to tell you honestly, I appreciate the letters of encouragement to me and my family, even more than you guys buying the t-shirts. But I appreciate that, and you guys have really helped me out. And I want to be clear here: I don't even live in the United States anymore. I'm fighting this case to end qualified immunity for all of my brothers and sisters back there that still live in the United States and still cannot enforce their rights because of this wicked doctrine. So I appreciate you guys continuing to encourage me, because sometimes in my mind, I'm not gonna lie to you, sometimes in my mind, I say, wait a minute, this doesn't affect me anymore. I live in Africa. I live in Africa now. I moved after this arrest. But then I say, I have a responsibility that I have to take care of. So I appreciate all of you for continuing to encourage me and all of that. Um, Before I tell you what the announcement is, I want to make it clear: Ryan Barrick and Michelle Nadeau have kicked ass on this case for the last, I can't remember how long they've been on the case, but years. They've been kicking ass on this case. They've gotten us to this point. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, they illegally arrested me for failing to provide my ID when I didn't have to. And let's recap this real quick. They arrested me for resisting arrest. The only charge was resisting arrest. We went before the criminal court because I refused to take a plea deal on that. And the judge dismissed the case and told them straight to their face that their arrest was illegal. After that, I filed a civil rights lawsuit in federal court. When we went to the federal district court, of course, they tried to hide behind qualified immunity. And the federal district judge said, no, you don't get qualified immunity, and stripped them of qualified immunity. But not being able to take their own punishment, what did they do? They appealed the case. After we won in the federal district court, they appealed it to the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. In the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, we argued in front of a three-judge panel that not only should they not get qualified immunity, but that qualified immunity at its core is unconstitutional. Unfortunately, in front of that three-judge panel, two judges voted against us and one judge voted with us. So the next step after the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, there's some little minor steps in the process here, like the en banc hearing and all of that. But the next step is to take this to the United States Supreme Court. And with going to the United States Supreme Court, you've got to have your legal team. So today I am proud to announce that we're bringing out the big guns. We have just hired the law firm of Arnold and Porter and especially the attorneys at Arnold and Porter, John P. Elwood and Andrew Tutt, to our legal team. Now, if you're not familiar with Arnold and Porter, because I'm a legal nerd. Okay, I'm a politics nerd. I'm a legal nerd. Um, so I'm familiar with the firm. But if you're not familiar with the firm, we're not talking about this these ambulance chasing. There's no fee unless we get money for you type of lawyers. We're talking about. Let me put it like this: most lawyers will never be able to get a case in front of the Supreme Court in their entire careers. Between my two lawyers, John Elwood and Andrew Tutt, not only have they been able to get 14 cases in front of the Supreme Court, but they've been able to win 14 cases in front of the Supreme Court. This law firm is consistently ranked either number one, number two, or number three in the world. They are clearly the baddest law firm in the United States of America. Thousands and thousands of lawyers work for this firm, and all of them, Yale, Harvard, Stanford, all of that. And these guys don't lose very often. And we're talking about huge cases you may have heard of, like the NAACP case in South Carolina last year over voting rights that went to the United States Supreme Court. Yeah, my lawyer Andrew Tutt, he's the one that won that. A couple years back, I don't know if you remember, there was a case that went to the Supreme Court about combat veterans who returned to their civilian lives, getting their jobs back. Yeah, my lawyer, John Elwood, he's the one that won that in front of the United States Supreme Court. In other words, we just brought out the big guns because we're tired of playing around. We're tired of playing games. Now, I want you guys to be clear. Ryan Barrick and Michelle Nadeau are still on the legal team. They are still the lead counsel on the legal team. But now we've got the artillery behind us. I told you all that if I came to the Supreme Court, I was going to come ready or not come at all. So you guys have helped me mitigate some of the expenses. Make no mistake, there are some expenses. So continue to buy those t-shirts, y'all, please. But you guys have helped me mitigate some of the expenses, and I really appreciate it. But more importantly, keep sending the letters and go look up Arnold and Porter, because you'll see if you're not a legal nerd like I am, you're gonna say, oh, okay, well, he hired another law firm. Go look up this law firm, and you'll see. No, we just hired the biggest and the baddest. We're coming with guns blazing. That's the announcement, y'all. As we're getting ready to bring this out to the Supreme Court, we're coming with guns blazing. And now we've got the biggest and the baddest guns in our corner. It's your move, NoCo.